Snarky Entertainment System doing my Haven Call of the King Let's Play. This is part 17, currently investigating this volcano of great volcano-ness, searching for artifacts to help me find the Mount of Sighs. So, yeah. I really have to wonder who goes into volcanoes in the first place to, you know, hide artifacts. I mean, that's just one of those things that, you know, happens in a lot of, you know, entertainment and stuff, that people have to go through a bunch of, like... Well, let me phrase it this way. It's one thing when a villain, you know, creates an evil lair with a bunch of traps and stuff. It's a completely different thing when a villain hides something in something that is already a geological death trap. I mean, this is a mountain of all things. Not a mountain, a volcano of all things. That means that the villain, or whoever was hiding these artifacts, they must have been just freaking crazy to go inside a freaking volcano all the way to its core and hide an artifact. It almost does work the same way as, you know, an evil lair or something. But it's just to think about the people who had to go in there in the first place and actually create all of these traps. It's almost easier to navigate it with the traps than it would have been, you know, to make them. Because there's lava and things everywhere. Imagine how many people must have died making these traps. And then Haven is able to get through it in, you know, canonically speaking, one go. Crazy. Anyway, the one good thing about this volcano is that it does have some pretty cool music. I mean, just listen. I think that, like, volcano themes in games generally have some, like, consistent tones between them. Like, generally there's, you know, a lot of bassier sounds, and they'll all have this kind of, you know, sweeping tone to it. Like, well, I can't really think of another crystal clear example. But anyway, I think that playing the volcano level right now is pretty relevant. Because, you know, volcanoes are hot. And, me living in Virginia right now, it is very hot. Like, incredibly hot. And we're also experiencing, like, a bunch of severe storms, like, at the same time with all of the heat and stuff. So, people are, like, losing power and stuff. So, it's a pretty crazy thing going on. And, it's rather unpleasant. But the weird thing is, I mean, there are, like, these storms going on and stuff, and it's like 108 degrees outside, and yet there's ice falling from the skies and landing and, like, not melting immediately. It's crazy. Virginia is like some kind of scientific anomaly. It's terrifying to think about. But, you know what they say. I actually don't know what they say. But, this part of the game is kind of a pain in the ass. Because, I mean, it took me a few minutes to figure it out in the first place. Once you figure it out, it ain't so bad. But, it's kind of one of those things that you figure out completely by accident. And then once you figure it out, you, what the fuck? Once you figure it out, then, then you're good to go. But it's figuring it out in the first place that is the troublesome part. So, as you may notice from the title of this video, I'm just exploring the lower level of the volcano today. Like many of the grand stages in this game, it is a pretty large level. That's funny. But, yeah, it's a pretty big environment, and it's a lot to take in all at one time. So, you'll see what I mean. There's this big room that I get to. In fact, I think this is it. Yeah, this is this huge room, and there's a dome in the middle, and the dome in the middle has these, like, big chuka piston things that take you up to the upper level. But in this episode, I'm just gonna be keeping it low. Oh my friend is a low rider. Low rider is a little high. So I'm just braiding my leg hair here. I mean, it's a fun pastime of mine to braid leg hair. And I mean, you guys, if you've seen any of my webcam videos, you know that I'm a ginger. So, I got ginger leg hair, and I'm braiding it. Braiding my gingy hair. Ginger hair, man. Gingerbread hair, man. Sometimes even I don't know what I'm saying. But that's just life, isn't it? Nobody really knows what they're saying. People just talk and talk and talk. Nobody really knows what they're thinking either. I mean, you know that whole I think therefore I am business. Well, how can we prove that? Just because you think doesn't mean you are. Of course, that's like the whole basis of existentialism right there. I think, therefore I am, but I can't prove that other people are thinking, so they might just be robots. They probably are robots, in fact. So, just keep that in mind. Next time you're going to visit your mom for Christmas, and she bakes you some cinnamon ropes on Christmas morn, you just say, "Hey Mom, I mean this in the least offensive way possible, but you're a freaking robot." And she'll say, "Yeah, dog. Yeah, I am. You're acting like I should act surprised or something." And you'll be like, "Oh, I don't think you should be surprised at all. I'm just informing you that you are in fact a robot." "Oh yeah, I mean I knew that, so yeah. No skin off my back. Or rather, no metal plating off my back." I mean, who's to say that all the people around us aren't robots? Who's to say that I'm not a robot? You could be watching this right now, and I could be a robot. I might not even be a real person. All of those webcam videos that I do, those might be CGI animations that are just really well done. I could be an artificial intelligence, and I could take over the world. In fact, that is what I am doing. Snarky Entertainment System, that's actually just my, that's just a guise, so I can infect all of your brains, and then take over the world. It's the truth. I am the one true being. This is just getting me back into my crazy life is a let's play thing. And that was just bizarre. That was a scary time. I freaked myself out with that thought. But anyway, this level is hot, am I right? I make myself laugh. Boy, I do like to talk. But if I'm a robot, then maybe I'm just talking to hear myself speak, to validate my own existence. Now, I mean, me being a robot, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't exist. I'm not saying you don't exist. If I'm a robot, then I just feel like that makes existence even more logical, because it means that somehow I was created. I feel like an artificial intelligence wouldn't just create itself, but, I mean, maybe one artificial intelligence creates another, but then who's to say where does that artificial intelligence come from? I guess that's the whole, you know, creationism thing, you know? You know? If God made humans, then who made God? You know, there's a wide school of thinking that asks that question. So I have to ask the question, if I am a robot, if I am an artificial intelligence, then who made me? Was it you? You watching right now. What if you inexplicably created me? Or what if I am but a figment of your imagination? Just think about that as you go through life. In the meantime, I'm gonna sign off because this is about the end of the lower level, and I'll be showing you guys the upper level pretty soon. See you guys!